Alright guys, holiday season is here and you do not want to spend all day cooking. Rather spend that time with your family. If you spent days and days cooking each meat on separate temperatures, separate internal temps, separate times, you'll spend all day cooking and you do not want to do that. So I'm going to show you a nice shop class on some traditional and non-traditional meats so that you can nail for this holiday season and all throughout the year. So welcome to ChefJRob's personal shop class with ChefsTemp, and we're going to nail this perfectly, again, to the perfect internal temperature and not by time. And we do that with all these meats, the Quad XPro by ChefsTemp. This bad boy right here allows a 3-prong into different meats, right? And it has a blunt probe that makes sure that you never lose temperature. So I'm gonna be cooking off the Traeger right now, so we are always gonna lock in that perfect internal grill temperature. But in case you're using an over fire, that blunt probe is really gonna be your best friend to make sure that you don't have to always man your heat. Now, this stays magnet right here on your grill. Any grill is gonna do the trick. And it sends a notification to your personal dashboard right here. This will display every single probe to the perfect internal temperature, as well as the high points and the low points. And you can set on your main control panel what temperature you want to cook to. So you can go and enjoy your day. You can spend the rest of the day with your family. Heck, you can go shop, do some last minute shopping, and you don't have to worry about your meats burning, because at the end of the day, it's going to be perfectly controlled by your temperature on your ChefsTemp, and it's going to be nailed perfectly on your proteins. So let's get straight to it. So first up, I'm going to glove up, and we're going to go traditional. You gotta have a great holiday ham. So I snagged this ham from my local market. As you can see, has a nice fat side. Really great cut if you ask me. You can typically just season this up and throw it on the grill. Me, I like to score it. It's all about presentation sometimes. This is just an extra step, especially if you're presenting this as a full display, that really will wow your guests, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take a nice fillet knife. You want a nice bend to it, and just score on the outside, guys. Score on the outside, just like so. And even when you run into that bone, just continue to trace that blade on the outside. Now you don't want to cut too deep. We're just going on the surface, every bit of a 1/4 inch into the actual ham itself. Because as it cooks and this fat renders down, it's going to start to expose and it's going to look very beautiful. It's almost going to bloom. Now there's a lot of different binders that you can go on with the ham, but me, I'm gonna try something a little bit untraditional this time. I'm gonna do a honey glaze as my binder, and then I'm gonna season it with Kinder's maple bourbon brown sugar glaze seasoning. It's amazing. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and start making my scores all the way down for this to expose really nicely. Come back up with it. Again, we're just turning and working all the way around the very back end until we get to that point, and then we go ahead and spiral it out. Boom. Prep work done. Super simple. From here, we're going to take some honey. Let this be our binding agent. It's real sticky, real flavorful, and it's going to caramelize really well with that smoke and all that heat that's in the grill. So I really know that this is going to be a really great binding truth to it. So I'm going to get a nice rub on all sides. Again, we're using the honey as our binding agent so that when we season it, it's going to stick to this bad boy. It's also going to caramelize perfectly in the heat of the grill as well. So now from here, we're going to take some Kinder's maple seasoning blend. Just rub that on like so. Get a nice coat all the way, all sides, rub it in. It has a nice mix of brown sugar notes Definitely will taste great with oak pellets or oak wood in the smoke. Just gonna rub that, pat that on in. This is smelling amazing already. The most important part, you get the outside crust, but you always still, guys, you gotta get the main part of the meat. That bad boy right there is begging for some seasoning. So we're gonna go ahead and season this on up like so. And onto the grill grate we go. Sit that to the back end right there. Keep on moving, and then we're gonna go ahead and probe everything. Next up, a little bit untraditional, still great flavor, some Boston butts. For the most part, you want to kind of remove any extra fat that's not needed. There's some silver skin lining, which is going to break down really good, but any major skin, fat caps of skin, you want to go ahead and remove that. On that back end, I'm going to go ahead and score. This just allows the smoke flavor to really seep through and get a great cook on my meat. Great. So we have a beautiful crosshair on our Boston butt, as you can see. I'm gonna flip that over and repeat as well. Now, even if you're pulling it, I would still go ahead and take the time to do this step. Just allows just a great cook all the way through on your protein. Perfect. Got one more of this bad boy right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip that back over. We're gonna get our binder for our pork butts, throw them on the grill, probe these bad boys, and we're gonna be good to go. All right, so we're gonna take some buffalo sauce and just use this as our binder. And again, it doesn't matter that it's raining. The XPro is waterproof. Getting a little rain on myself, but it doesn't matter. Once I throw these bad boys on, I don't have to worry about coming outside anymore, because again, I got that sensor right here that notifies me of the perfect temperature. Make sure that everything on the grill is perfectly fine. So might get a little wet now, but don't have to worry about coming outside any longer. So now that we got these bad boys buffed up, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and season them up. Nice little Meat Church Holy Voodoo. Season that up really well. Rub that in. Perfect. Little crushed red peppers. Gonna add a little back end spice to it. Nothing too crazy. And last but not least, some Meat Church barbecue seasoning rub. So we have a nice salty. We got enough spice from our buffalo binder, and then that holy voodoo is gonna be a great sweetening height to this Boston butt, and this is smelling amazing. So, go ahead and turn these over. Again, season this bad boy up with the holy voodoo. Again, you want to season liberty. You want to make sure that all your seasonings get into the creases, the crevices of your pork butt. It's a big piece of meat, so you want to make sure that you have it perfectly enough seasoned so that it's always packed with flavor. And a little bit of crushed red peppers. Now, we got both sides, but you still got the outside crevices, so we're going to go ahead and season those in real well. Season that back end butt. Again, that back end and that back end. Now this is some beautifully seasoned pork butts. Throw it on the grill, set it, forget it. Watch the temp on our Aquatex Pro. And you can and sit back and relax. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this on in. Back side down, ladies and gents. Just like so. Okay, so for your blunt probe, it's real simple. It comes with this nice metal piece that you just squeeze and slide straight on through. And then for that, to make sure that you keep that right temperature, you keep this right in between your grill grate. It's going to keep and make sure that you have that perfect temperature every time. From here, we're going to go ahead and probe in. Probe in. Last but not least, probe in this bad boy right here. Make sure you don't touch that bone on it though. And now we're all probed up. I can shut this, and now I can connect on my Aquatex Pro. I already have the temperatures preset on which internal temperature I wanted to achieve and what grill temperature I want to keep it at. And from here, I can go ahead and plug in. And as you can see, as I plug it in, it starts to read the exact internal temperature that I want. Last but not least, the blunt probe on the channel 4. All temperatures register. You don't have to worry about it in the rain. Set that bad boy there on your grill and go enjoy the rest of your day. So I was in my room and I got a notification letting me know that my meats were just where I wanted to go check on them. So I'm going to check them out right now. And that's looking amazing. That ham is perfectly finished. Look at that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull these butts off, wrap them, foil it, put it back, let them finish till we get an IT of 200. But this ham is ready for some slicing and some dicing to serve up for the family. So for wrapping, guys, with your butts, you want to make sure that you put about half a stick of butter on top, a little brown sugar, and just orange juice, probably 1/3 to the pan. So when you cover it, it's gonna beautifully merge and seep with the juices that naturally come off the Boston butt, and it comes out absolutely amazing. So again, we have half a stick of butter over top with some brown sugar, layered with about 1/3 of the pan filled with freshly orange juice. All right, we got these butts pulled off after they've been foiled and wrapped. And look at all that juice. Like, this is crazy, and I know this is gonna come straight out. It's perfect. Slide right on off, just like what we need it to do. These, I let them sit overnight in the grill, so I just turned the grill off. It's pretty cold outside, so just let them sit to get back to normal temperature. But I mean, still, these bad boys pull straight out, just like they need to do. So all we have to do is shred these when I'm ready. I'm not going to do it now because it's not hot. They're kind of a little chilled actually, but once I'm ready to shred these for dinner, then I'll just go ahead and reheat these up real quick just to get it nice and warm so it can shred a little bit easier and make an amazing dinner spread. There you have it. All right, let's go ahead and pull this ham out to play. Man, that's great. That's a great ham. I mean, it's sliced just beautifully. It's falling off, guys. Man, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And that's with no glaze. This is just the core ham itself. The cook and flavor on this is absolutely outlandishly great. Great recipe for the holidays. Notes of brown sugar and that maple that we seasoned it with. Cooked to perfection. We pulled it at an internal temperature. Once the Aquatex Pro notified us that we had an internal temperature of 145 degrees, we pulled it away, let it sit for 20 minutes, and it just retained the juices so great. Great sheen and a nice tacked on flavor on the outside from the seasoning blends. Amazing.